nobody wants me because I got my own place. I got my own car. I have a good paying job. But it's only you old ass that had something to say in my section. Like I am a reasonably attractive woman, okay?
She has some very straight teeth, beautiful white teeth, nice clear skin. I'm not sure if that's a filter, not sure. But she's a fairly attractive young woman, in my opinion. I'll say that.
I feel like I look pretty decent. I look pretty good.
So she does have a face tattoo on the side. I don't know if you guys can see that. And she also has a tattoo at the nape of her neck.
I pride myself on people thinking that I'm younger than my age. People constantly say me and my 19-year-old look, like we could be sisters. I know that's a stretch because I don't look that young, but I look definitely younger than my age. So I think that I'm a fairly attractive woman. I do not understand why, if I go on multiple sites like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, what have you, that the caliber of men that try to talk to me does not match who I be wanting to talk to.
Remember, I told you guys the levels thing, how women see it. They feel like they're on this type of level and they have to come all the way down based off of the options that they are receiving. Sometimes women don't like the options that they receive. And I think that's what she's talking about.
I don't know if it's because people don't, certain dudes may be intimidated by me or may not find me attractive or may not think that I should look as young as I do. I don't know what it is. But I be feeling some type of way because when I go in my DM and it's somebody that look like they need to be cast on Sanford and Son, that's messaging me talking about a date. And I'm like, what is going on here? Or somebody that looks like they need to be on my 600-pound life hitting me up. I start to feel a type of way. No disrespect to nobody. God made everybody beautiful in their own,
But you just disrespected a gang of men.
Beautiful way, So I'm not calling anybody ugly because somebody looks good to somebody. But what I'm saying is, how come I don't get the attractive dudes? Like, what is going on? Like, is it the retrograde? Is it like, what is happening? Do dudes be on here to clickbait and they just be on here just talking? They not really looking for nothing or interested in trying to, talk to an attractive woman. Like, what is it? Like, what is it about attractive women that men feel like they cannot approach them, talk to them, or whatever the situation be? But I tell you one thing, dudes that's not my type, oh, they got the confidence of a million men. You can't tell them nothing. Ugly where? Fat where? But I digress. Y'all let me know something, cuz, ooh, child.
She thinks very highly of herself. She said, what is it with attractive women? She's putting herself in that attractive category. So what we have here is a case of a woman not liking her level and not liking the options that she is receiving. And that's one thing that a lot of women miss. If she doesn't understand that if the only men that are talking to you are trying to get to know you are the guys that came from Sanford and Son or the dudes who may be a little bit out of shape or a little bit older, that is her level. But she has a level of her own. She can see the attractive men that she likes. They're right there, but for some odd reason, they're not contacting her. But she doesn't understand that. And then in the comment section, there was nothing but dudes who may be Sanford and Sons and also women saying, yeah, it's all the men's problem. The dudes who are attractive, they just scared to talk to you because they're intimidated. No, if you can see them and they're not vying for your attention, then that should tell you something. You have to date on your level. But again, women don't view the market as men. They think that they dictate the market. And this is a case of that. So she's taking out her frustrations on everybody else. Now, based off of what we just saw and you know, me being a very vigilant person, I'm pretty sure you guys are as well. She has a couple of tattoos that we can see, and I'm going to reveal some other things about her as well. However, what we gather from what she said, she said from my 19-year-old, we almost look the same age or something like that. So the way she worded that, it gives me the impression that she has more than one child. She said my 19-year-old. So I'm pretty sure she has more than one kid. Just telling by, you know, her neck area and seeing no collarbone, she's a little bit overweight. And then also she has one of those nose rings. It wasn't a septum ring, but she does have a nose ring. That's another thing that may be a turnoff to dudes who are, you know, considered good men, not hood dudes and all these types of stuff, right? So she has a lot going on. Then also her personality. She is very masculine presenting. She seems like she has no issue insulting people, because that's what she has. She said no shade, as if that does something. She insulted a gang of dudes, so she has a lot of fire in her. It's a lot in her. You could see it coming out. And at first, when I watched the video, I was like, okay, maybe I'm overreacting, right? And then I found the other video to the responses from the comments. The men gave her feedback, but she don't see herself as such. Listen to this.
So I see that my statement in my last video about me not wanting to date older men, or I'm not attracted to older men, got a lot of our geriatric people on TikTok up in the roar. Now, if you know you're not old, if you know you're not geriatric, you shouldn't have even been bothered by what I said. But the gray hair community felt necessary to tell me that no.
So you guys listen to her tone. And I don't think she understands how she's coming off.
Nobody wants me because I have tattoos and piercing.
Okay, so she has a lot of tattoos. So she picked up a little bit more weight. I think that was in July 2023. So she's a little bit overweight, okay? But she has a lot of tattoos. I mean, it's crazy. They don't respect men over here. But when I'm trying to tell you that the men that you are looking for, they may not be necessarily attracted to a woman who has that many tattoos. And then also the way that you speak, that's not something that's attractive to men who have their, you know, shit going on. They got things moving. They got 401ks and shit. The way that you present may not be attractive to those guys. But who, you know, the guys that are, you know, reaching out to you, then that's your level. That's your pool. So you need to find guys within that pool. But I understand that you don't like the options that are given to you, and you want to get one of these quote unquote good men, or attractive men, but they're not approaching you. And the guys tried to tell you it's because of your tattoos, but you got offended, and here we are now.
We are in 2025. Damn near over half the damn world has tattoos and piercings.
See, she doesn't get it. And I'm sorry if I keep stopping it. And I'm trying to help women understand. It's not about the world, you know, everybody having tattoos. It's about the types of guys that you like, and if they want a woman with tattoos. That's all that matters. Yes, everybody in the world got tattoos, but the men that you want, they may not necessarily be attracted to that.
Marcus Murray.
I'm sorry.
And why'd you end up popping her balloon?
Might sound hypocritical. I don't really like a lot of tattoos.
And why'd you end up popping her balloon?
Tattoos and on the chest and things like that. Yeah.
And she's someone that's your type?
Nah, she's my type. I'm a type.
Okay.
I love the tattoos. I love the body work. Yeah.
See, somebody likes the tattoos. You got one.
Finally.
And again, they get offended so fast, and it's unfortunate because you could learn, you know? And it's nothing you could do about your tattoos. You just got to find a guy who's willing to settle down with a woman who was tatted from head to toe. It's that simple.
Now, just because you were born in 1935, 1942, 1957, and you chose not to get tattoos, or that wasn't a part of your generation, does not mean you get to put down people that has tattoos and piercings, because what does that have to do with anything? I got my own place. I got my own car. I have a good paying job.
There it is. And it was guys in the comments saying, hey, you don't get credit for being an adult. Why don't women understand that yet? Men been saying that for a while. Yeah, you got your own car, you got your own house. Amazing. Welcome to adulthood. You okay? That's not nothing that should... Okay, that's normal. I don't understand how they don't understand the logic in that. That's crazy.
So, regardless of my tattoos or piercings, that does not stop me from excelling in life. No. But it's only you old ass bitches.
There it is. Now, ladies who act like this woman, the way that you respond on social media, none of this is attractive to the guys that you want. You just called men bitches. You really think that a well-to-do man is going to overlook all this in the way that you're presenting on social media? And I know the response is going to be, well, the man for me, he ain't going to mind that I called a gang of people bitches. He will. And that's why it may be tough, for you, because you do present as masculine. You are masculine acting. None of this is attractive. You're supposed to be in your feminine at all times, and the way that you're responding, that's uncalled for. And I get it. If there were dudes in the chat that were disrespecting you, I don't condone that one bit. However, the things that you pointed out in regards to you having tattoos and piercings and how that may affect you on the dating market, that's true. Okay? So you got to be mindful of that.
That had something to say in my section, in my comment section, about my tattoos and piercings. Men that I wouldn't even look at once had the most to say. But shout out to all the men who were nice, polite, sweet. I love y'all. I rock with y'all. But you old bitches.
Man, and it's unfortunate because this is on social media. And she thinks, I don't think women like this understand how detrimental this is to your dating prospects. Because you came on here looking for a good man. Maybe there was a guy out there that was willing to overlook your tattoos and things, piercings. But the way that you responded is probably what turned him off as well. It was like, okay, this is one thing. I could work through that. Now you in there calling grown men bitches. That's wild. Again, ladies, y'all got to be mindful and stay in your feminine to try and get the outcomes that you want. But don't get upset at the dating market if you're getting these options that you don't like based off of how you present. So if anything, you got to start shopping within that pool. And if you don't like your options, then you got to figure out a way to change. And the first thing that I would say to this young woman is to go to the gym, lose a little bit more weight, take some femininity courses, start watching, Soft Life or whatever the hell them girls is. And at the very least, hell, black women think that white men will take anything. So you might as well date out. If you're going to keep that same attitude and the way that you present, I wouldn't recommend that any black man tries to date you. I would prefer that you go find a white man, because you guys, it seems like black women are open to the idea of, if I can attract a white man, then I will get in line. So maybe you need to go date out and leave black men alone. This is to any black woman that acts like this. If you think black men are giving you the attention, then maybe, white men will give you what you want. So I'll go ahead and send you over there so you can leave the black men away, because we may not be able to handle your attitude, but white men may. Okay?